everyone. Good evening. Thank you for being here. Magkukwento lang ako kasi kinakabahan ako. So, kwento muna ako. When we first planned this presentation and this event, sabi ni Roxy is, it's just gonna be us and maybe 2 to 3 friends. And then now I'm seeing like 35 people here. I guess after seeing all the work that Works of Art has done for this project, we wanted to open it to the public so more people can see and hopefully inspire all of you. Unfortunately, I think I made the mistake of inviting former students. So I have 3 former thesis advisees here, and now I'm presenting to them. So para ako nagti-thesis defense, and I don't like it. So that's why students don't like it pala. And then what you do is you cling to your notes, and then slide 1 is about. Kaya pala ganun. Okay, so okay na ako. We're the last 2%. We're the group that traveled the farthest. We went to QC, which is 3 hours away from QC. So our partner social enterprise is Hapinoy. I'm sure everybody is familiar with them. We have here, where's Mark? There. Why did you move? We have here Mark, who is the co-founder of Hapinoy. This is the first time we're presenting to him and for him to see our proposal. So I am extra excited for it and scared. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Okay. So first about Hapinoy. Sila ang katuwang ng sari-sari stores. They partner with their social enterprise that partners with micro-entrepreneurs, specifically sari-sari store owners in the Philippines. And they have services for education, linkages to capital, new business opportunities, and technology enablement. They currently have 14,000 store partners all over the Philippines, as far as Samar and Leyte. We're just going to show you overview of what services Hapinoy does. So the first one is called Samang Hapinoy. It's a membership focusing on engaging the sari-sari store owners to journey together towards business growth and personal development. Second one is called Happy Eskwela. It's a training and mentoring program that provides education, business tools, personal development training, and values formation for the titas. And the last 2 are the 2 recent services. First one is called Bizmo. So it's a mobile app for sari-sari store owners to level up their business through this technology. So this enables Bizmo agents, what we call sari-sari store owners who have this service to offer mobile-based services such as loading, smart padala, bills payment, and online shopping. Online shopping is what we call Happy Shop. So it's a service that enables sari-sari stores to sell items like appliances, gadgets, entertainment packages, or TVs without having inventory in their stores. So it's a mobile app where the customer can look through the products, purchase one, and that product will be delivered to the sari-sari stores where the customers can get it. And products that are priced more than 5,000 can be bought through installment for those customers that don't have the money to pay one time. So this is the flow of our presentation. Of course, we start with immersion. We had 3 days of immersion. The first one is orientation at the Hapinoy office, which is called the Happy House. This is in QC. So for day 1, we met with Mark and Isa. This is where we learned Hapinoy services, operations, their goal of, they want to future-proof the sari-sari store owners or titas by equipping them with technology that big brands have. So this is for the livelihoods of the titas, since sobrang uso na yung e-commerce now, you can literally buy anything online through Lazada or Shopee. So we wanted to future-proof the titas also. And Mark also shared with us that one of their main problems is yung service of Happy Shop. So out of 1,500 stores that have that app, only 1% actually uses it. So there's a very low adoption rate. So when Mark told us about that, we really wanted to focus our project on the Happy Shop service.
Okay, so we visited Tita Sandra. Her store is located in Langka Street, in QC, near Camyas. She runs the store with her husband and pamangkin. Her store is located on a really busy street because it's by a school and by a car shop, so it gets really busy. Her store is open 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. She really purposely made it 12 a.m. because she wanted to be the last store open to accommodate tapings that apparently happen really frequently in that area. I wouldn't know because I'm not from QC. Ooh, alabang. So, aside from the sari-sari store, she prepares food and delivers them herself. And she relies on consignments and has goods delivered to her, which she then pays for what has already been sold. Her customers are usually kapitbahays, construction workers, school workers, and random drivers, people on the street. Yes. So, Tita Sandra is tagged as an active tita because she uses the app pretty often and has sold 15 items, most of which were cell phones. She told us that it was really successful at first and was able to sell 2 to 3 items within her first week. But it slowed down due to her customers having problems with the number of requirements, it usually being compared to like Save More, slow processing, and inconsistencies with tracking down payments and penalties. So these problems cause customers to feel really disheartened and kind of disregard the service because it seems so scary to them or hard. But some titas, like Tita Sandra, are really proactive because they really try their best to remedy and create solutions for themselves, which explains the cards that you see here. Like, she really made her own manual payment tracker where she puts in customer names, payments, but since it's manual, it's still very prone to human error. We then visited Tita Imelda, who lives with her husband and 3 daughters. One is graduated, one is in college, and one is an 8-year-old. She and her husband run the store together. Like, the husband has no job because he has to run the store when Tita is on call as a masajista. Guys, she's touched Piolo Pascual. So, yeah. Solid. So, her store is open 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. and her store is one of the first tindahans in their community. But it's really cool because their community really works together to avoid conflict of interest. Like, there's her store and there's another store that sells food, and then there's another one that's like halo-halo. Yeah, so they work together naman. Unlike Tita Sandra, she does not rely on consignments. Like, she really goes out of her way to go to the grocery and buy stuff in bulk to save up on transportation, but it's still really hard because she usually has to do multiple trips. Tita Sandra is tagged as inactive because, Tita Imelda is tagged as inactive, but has actually tried the app a few times, and has almost sold 5 cell phones, but, I keep saying but, her customers get scared by the requirements and the process looking too complex. Her customers would rather borrow money and go to the mall because they want to have the item on hand and like as soon as they pay the down payment. So yeah.
Okay, for day 3, we did shadowing with field operations. So these are the people that go around and recruit sari-sari store owners to get them to use the services. So Hapinoy has a goal of recruiting 1,000 sari-sari stores by June. And so we have field operations going around to talk to the store owners. So we went with Kuya Joven. Wala po kaming taga-picture, so sariling sikap selfie na lang. So we went with Kuya Joven and his team. We went around Project 4 in QC. And first thing they told us is each one of them, they have a quota of, they have to get 8 sign-ups in a day per person. So we really, I think with the 3 hours that we went around with them, we were able to talk to around 25 stores in just 3 hours. So at that time, they were also selling or recruiting people for GCash, which they use as their intro because it's more known than Happy Shop and Bismo. So they get the attention of store owners by saying that this is a free service, that they only need a smartphone, and they show the poster, the GCash poster, and that the store owners get more interested and actually listen to them. For the store owners who already have GCash or did sign up, that's when they talk about Happy Shop in Bismo. And what they do is they give an overview of what it is and shows certain parts of the app and how it works. So because of their quota, they do this really fast. Per store, maximum around 10 minutes when we went there. So that's our immersion. So everything we did for the 3 days is for us, for me and Bel, to understand the experience that titas go through, which we illustrated in what we call a tita journey. So it's the different stages a tita goes through when they learn about Happy Shop. So it's from recruitment, which they talk to field operations, to education, where they interact with posts and content created by the community engagement team. And last is advocacy, where they sell through their stores and talk to the customers. So I'm gonna talk about each one and also some observations we had. So for recruitment, the steps here is the field operations go to the store, and if successful, the tita signs up to join Hapinoy. So the first thing we notice, it's hard to capture attention of store owners. They're either busy or they don't care, or they just don't want to talk to random people selling stuff to them. Also, field operations, they have a daily quota, so they talk and move fast. And we also noticed that to reach their quota, they all have to go into separate ways. So they move individually and they handle all the materials at the same time. They're holding their phone, showing the app, they're filling up the form, they're showing all the other, taking pictures of the IDs and handling different materials. The next stage is education. So when Tita signs up, she gets a confirmation and she can go to the app. And she's also led to join Facebook groups. And we learned that there are multiple Facebook groups that Tita has to join. And this has a lot of information. There's a group for Samang Hapinoy, there's a group for Happy Eskwela, and then there's another one for Bismo. And last is for advocacy. So this is when Tita starts to sell in their stores. For those customers that choose to pay in installments, Tita has to track the payment. And hopefully it ends with a complete order. So first thing we noticed, this is from the cuentos of the titas, is the customer feels that the process is long and there are a lot of requirements. So most of them get disheartened. And for Tita naman, she thinks tracking and managing payments is very tedious. Payments are done weekly. So kailangan niya sumingil weekly, and she has to deposit the money weekly also in the bank. And one thing they always tell us is the customers, as soon as they give the first, like the down payment or the money, they want the product as soon as possible. Turnaround time is around 3 to 5 days. Sometimes it's faster depending on location. So for every day na wala siya, the customers gets very impatient and like, nasan na yung product? Totoo ba to? Nasan yung pera ko? Yeah. So some of our insights, the first one is titas actually want to sell through Happy Shop. Like for example, si Tita Imelda, who is tagged as inactive, she actually tried to sell 5 products already, but the main barrier to this service is that the customers think that the process is too complex and they don't want to go through it. I'm gonna jump to the third one. So yung customers nila, they have doubts about Happy Shop, causing them to consider and choose other alternatives. So these are all mentioned by the titas, like the customers, they would rather buy and save more because the product is already there, they can see it, or pay through home credit. And Tita Imelda even said na she had a potential customer that would rather borrow money from the Bombay using 5-6 and pay in full a phone and then just pay the Bombay monthly. And last is, another insight is, we noticed that what the titas know about the service is reflective of how the information was disseminated to them. So we saw the whole process from recruitment, we saw the Facebook groups, and in the end, we also knew about how they sell to their customers. So what we want to do, to sum up, the main challenge is there is no one source of information about Happy Shop, its process, and its ultimate value to the different people. And without the full and clear knowledge of the service, it's harder for the titas to transfer the value to the customers and get them to buy the product. That this is actually a good option, it's real, and it's better than the other alternatives. So what we want to do is to strengthen the sari-sari store experience by doing two things. First is we want to put the value first. So organize information that focuses on the long-term value for both tita and the customers. And second is to build credibility by equipping everyone with confidence and knowledge. So for the solution, we have four components. We will go through each one.
First is our Happy Shop brand refresh. So we started out from this to this. Our goal was to visually connect it more to the Hapinoy brand, but with an added element of credibility. We did this through the use of structured and more even typography and colors. We wanted to make it a bit more serious but still engaging, considering that it's for an e-commerce service, so it involves money, so it needs to be trustworthy. Yes. So we were inspired by the tarp roofs on sari-sari stores, and then we added banderitas to reinforce the Hapinoy brand. So those are logos on different color applications. And we also made a recruitment kit, so that's what recruiters can use to show the titas. So we made two things. We made a button. We made a button to... Oh wait, to explain it, because the recruiters, they're usually wearing civilian, and they're carrying plain brown envelopes, so they look like they're like buying votes or something. So... so medyo sketch, so people tend to like kind of wonder. So we wanted to make a button to act as some sort of, I can't really stick my knife, so much stuff, but to act as some sort of uniform, which we envisioned will be worn together with like a plain solid shirt, like something as simple as that could add some credibility. And then we also made an envelope with an infographic at the back, which will not only hold the application forms and the membership cards of Hapinoy, but also serve as a guide for the recruiter, like as a spiel or a flow that the recruiter can use in explaining like what Happy Shop is to the tita and what value it could add to her business. So I will go here. So it starts up there, and it just generally explains like what it is and how easy it could be to use, because you just need a smartphone and internet, and then it flows to the side where it shows the different parts of the process and the app, and then it goes to the different perks that it could have and how fast it could be and how much tita could earn, as well as other important details that will explain like requirements, penalties, and payment tracking. So, yeah, important stuff. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so third one is we redesigned the Happy Shop app. Just to show you, this is how it currently looks like. So it's a catalog of the products that customers can buy. So we redesigned it to this. So this is the login screen, and when Tita signs up, she gets her login credentials after 3 days, but she already has the app. So what we did is from the login screen, you can go to this new section, which we call a Happy Shop Guide, which already explains ano ang Happy Shop, what is the full process, and paano gamitin yung app. So even before Tita starts using the app, she can learn about the whole information, how it works, how to use the app and what it is for her through the Happy Shop guide. When they do log in, this is how it looks like. So we wanted to make it look more like an e-commerce site, less of a catalog. So it really features new items, what are the sale items, and the banderitas there are the different categories of the products. And of course, there's the search bar for customers who already know what products they want to buy. But if they're not very sure, but they do want a phone, they can go through, tap on the cell phone category link or look at the sale items. This is now the product page, and below the product details is the payment terms where customers can choose their terms, how long they would pay it, and how long, and their installment or the down payment that they have to pay first. So one thing we changed here is, and it was a request from the titas, was to change the weekly payments to 2 weeks or monthly to coincide with sueldo, so the customers can easily pay for it. Another thing is we redesigned the customer section of the app. So this is where Tita can track their customers. Very techy na si Tita. Where they list down all their customers and then they can track if ilang percent na yung nabayaran and if they have a payment overdue, like I do. I'm the one there. Di pa ako nagbabayad. And if they tap on the customers, it goes through this screen, which shows all the payments that have been done, how much that person has already paid out of the total. And if a payment is late, there's a penalty fee of 5%, and it's already automatically added to the price they have to pay. So you have to pay 1,050. Okay.
So the last solution that we came up with is one for the titas, which we call a tita kit. Oh, so cute. Okay, so we made a store sign that they can put out on their store. So, it shows that the service is available at their store, and some of the items that are available at them, like she's carrying them because she'll happily sell it to you. Cute. So, yeah. So, there. So this is how we envision the storefront. We also added banderitas to act as some sort of signifier that, hey, we're a happy shop, so come here and buy stuff. Yeah. We also came up with a booklet. It serves as, it's something that the titas can use to show to her customers to really inform them about what Happy Shop is and what it can offer them. So this is the first page. So it's like, ano ang Happy Shop? Explains it and the stuff that you can buy, and then a detailed infographic illustration that has the detailed explanation of each parts of the process. So we want to really reinforce the idea that customers really need to know start to finish what the whole thing is about, so that there's no biglaan stuff. And then the other side is customer scenarios, which are, it explains possible situations that customers might go through or have questions about. So it's like, what can you do if you don't have a proof of billing? Or what can you do if you fail an application? So you switch to a less expensive item. What if you can't pay on time due to not being around? Like, you can advance. So, yeah.
Okay, also included in the Tita Kit is we made a recibo pad. So the Tita can give to the customers for those customers that buy a product that's less than 5K, so hindi siya installment. And also for those customers naman that do have installment, we also want to help them track their payments. And we created a payment tracker. And it's the size of a calling card that can fit on your phone, and you can open it. And what we envision is the customer brings this every time they pay to Tita, and they both can update their trackers, so they won't miss any deadlines, or they can pay in advance and keep track of if ever they have late penalties also. So these are all the solutions that we've made, showing all of them. So we really wanted to have this screen to show all the solutions that we've made, and that I think we spent around 1.5 days just thinking about what is the best material or platform and what type of information should be in each one. So we made sure that, for example, the recruitment kit, the content there is really for the titas and focusing on ano yung value for tita for this business, and transferring all of that up until to the tita kit for the booklet, which is for the customers naman. So why is Happy Shop valuable to the customers? And so we want to end this presentation with this. So this is the illustrations we've made, and this, which you can see in our preview, in the solutions that we've made. And what we wanted here is to show what type of future we want to happen. So we envision a community of sari-sari stores that offer Happy Shop, offering different products, and we also envision a happy tita with Happy Shop service, and of course a happy customer with holding a big fan, which he just purchased through Happy Shop. That's it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, happy partners. Yeah, so